Welcome, Transformer fans. My name is Composite Enerjoe, and today's review is on the Transformers Cyberverse Power of the Spark. Yeah, we're coming back to that subline. Warrior class slash Deluxe class. I'm still calling it Deluxe, but Deluxe class Drift. And here he is in his alt mode, which is basically a white with red stripes sports car. It's a stylized sports car, and to be honest, I have no idea what this is supposed to be based on. I want to say a Pontiac or a Porsche, but I'm just pulling that out of my head. I really don't know what this is supposed to be based on. It's just a sports car. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is Drift. So yeah, as you can see, he does roll. He does roll quite well. There we go. He does roll quite nicely, which is good. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty cool. I just noticed I like that there's a little bit of silver paint here. Yeah. Looks really cool. Really neat little sports car mode. So let's get on with transformation. And it's not bad, but it's kind of meh. I feel like I have to force it a bit for it to work. I don't know. I think what you're supposed to do is lift this up and then sort of separate this a bit. There we go. And then this will just fold out. But I feel like you're doing a little more force than you should. Flip out the legs. Flip out the legs, and then before separating, bend down here and come here. Fold. Bring out. Legs. Okay, now with this out of the way, you then separate the legs, fold, well, this piece just kind of folds back down. You take this piece and collapse it down. For the shoulders, let's see, due to the gimmick, he does have a gimmick like all of the, all Cyberverse Warrior class figures. They do have Deluxe class. I don't know why I keep saying that, because Deluxe is a separate thing. So okay, like most of these figures from the Cyberverse line, he does have a gimmick, which does take up his arm. However, unlike that Megatron, where his entire arm was the whole gimmick, so it just didn't move, this guy still has articulation. He just doesn't have an actual elbow. So it's not too bad. So yeah, for this, then take this, fold it forward, like so, and then we have the arm. And then for this one, you do the same. Come on. There you go. Fold it forward, but leave it slightly angled. And I'll explain in a bit, because when you put this all the way down, it triggers the feature. But before that, let's do the head reveal. You just sort of push down. You push down, and boom. Here we have Drift in his robot mode. And that's pretty much it. And I gotta say, this is pretty good. It's a pretty neat little looking Drift. I'm not too familiar with the character outside of his appearance in the films, but that Drift, it looks entirely different from this one. This is, as I remember correctly, he was a comic character. So yeah, this is his head sculpt. And from what I can tell, this looks like a simplified version of his appearance on the Cyberverse show. So yeah, head sculpt, very nice. Like the head sculpt. Pretty cool. And since we're at it, articulation, he does have a swivel on the head, which is nice. I wasn't expecting it. I thought it wouldn't move. His shoulders are on ball joints. This is nice. Even this one is on a ball joint. And he does have a ball joint elbow here. So, you know, bend, rotation, ball joint. The ball joints do what ball joints do. Ball joints here at the hip. So forward, back, slight movement there. Nice bend at the knee, and a little bit of up and down the foot. So yeah, he has quite decent amount of articulation, which is honestly kind of surprising. It's nice. It's nice. I like it. I always like that. I'm a big fan of articulation. So yeah, so to come up with the other arm, so you can tell he has no elbow, and he doesn't have a real hand, because all of this is all sort of like, I don't want to say glued, but it's all basically glued together. It's all one piece. Oh, and one sort of little nitpick is that on my figure, this thing is really loose. So you can kind of have that So it kind of what's it called? What's it called? Lost my train of thought there. Oh yeah, it's a little bit loose on mine. Kind of would like to. So just be aware that I don't know if that's a thing with all figures or just my copy. So yeah. Alright, so to trigger. So to trigger the action feature, basically what happens is that when it's this little lever here. When you push it forward, it triggers the feature, or when you push this down. And then here's what happens. And that's it. It flips out his sword. Kind of neat, not too bad, but there is a thing, is you notice a little string here? So ideally what's supposed to happen, and I'm just going to do this like really loosely, because I think it's supposed to be loose when you do this. This is what happens. I said this is what happens. Hold on. Come on. It's not the best feature. Plus, I think the string is on backwards on one of them. Apologize for taking so much time on this. Yeah, pretty sure it's supposed to be like this. There we go, and then okay, send it up a little bit. There we go. So what's supposed to happen is that when it flicks up, it launches his sword out. So you now have a sword on a string. Unless he does this in the show, this makes no sense. I'm sorry, why would you shoot his... Like this... Is this a sword or a ballistic knife? It's a neat idea, but it's one of those... I think the execution's a little wonky. But still, I at least appreciate that... what's it called? I at least appreciate that the only thing that's sacrificed is essentially an elbow. That's it, because he does have a ball joint, so you actually can... you actually can pose him. So that's nice. So that's the only thing sacrificed is just one elbow. And he does have the weapon there. Plus, you can actually get him pointing forward, which is actually pretty cool. Not a lot of figures can do that. So neat. So yeah, nothing more to really say. It's overall a surprisingly decent figure. Surprised. Like, I don't hate it. I actually really dig the figure. So yeah, let's get on with size comparisons. That darn gimmick is just kind of a pain. Here is a Ratchet, and here is Cliff Jumper. So like I said, deluxe class, more or less. And yeah, I guess one more thing to mention, and I found this out while I looked a little bit into the character. And turns out this version, the Cyberverse version of Drift, was actually a Decepticon in the beginning. He actually even had a different name. He was called Deadlock at first, and then when he changed allegiances, he then switched over to the name Drift. That in the Cyberverse toy line, there is an earlier figure called Deadlock. That was his original Decepticon name. He then changed it to Drift when he joined the Autobots, I guess, permanently. Because I think he was like a double agent or something. Again, I haven't seen Cyberverse, and I don't have any plans as of right now to go see it. But yeah, overall, this is a nice, solid little figure. It's not bad. I consider it, again, it's on the list of like the better Cyberverse figures. Of these warrior slash deluxe class figures. It's one of the better ones. It's up there with like, what is it, Hammerbite, Shockwave. And yeah, there aren't that many. So he's one of the few ones that are actually pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Nice, solid, decent little figure. This has been my review of the Transformers Cyberverse. Power of the Spark, that's still a thing. Deluxe class, Warrior. Deluxe class, Drift. And before signing off, here's my special person's Instagram. Please check it out. There's mine if you're curious. There's hers again. And this is Composite Enerjoe signing off. Peace out and be safe.